Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Darrell Kyle Field in Greeley. It's a Longs Peak League clash here as the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Northridge Grizzlies. I'm John Beltran with the Mustangs not playing in a week, which was a 13-10 wind-aided win against the Riverdale Ridge Ravens. Actually, it was a win for both teams. And the same case here today. The wind is not kicking up as badly. These are more playable conditions. However, you can imagine that the wind chill is considerably cooler than the game time temperature at 51 degrees. As we'll get to the starting lineup here for the Mustangs. They are 4-1 in the league, 8-2 overall. Northridge 3-3 and 4-6. Batting first for Fort Morgan is the first baseman Briggs Wheatley, shortstop Braden Fajardo at second. The pitcher Frank Ortega bats third. Batting fourth is the third baseman Jesse Campa. David Keller at left hits fifth. Antonio Velasquez, the catcher, bats sixth. Charlie Langford hits seventh. He's at second. Joseph Layden hits eighth, the DH, and the right fielder Colin Farley hits ninth. The pitch, and that is a strike from Parker Steckel. He started against Fort Morgan a year ago. Right here, and Northridge was able to get the late inning victory. And the offering and the breaking ball is on the inside corner for a strike. It is no balls and two strikes here to Briggs Wheatley. Wheatley hitting 400. And the pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball away. And that's a rare strikeout of Briggs Wheatley on 3 pitches. And that'll send up Braden Fajardo. Fajardo, coming off a 3-hit game against Riverdale Ridge, is batting .550. What a senior year he's having. The offering, swung on and grounded to third, takes a nice true hop, and the throw to first is in time, and that is a laser delivered by Mark Felix Llamas, and 2 down on just 4 pitches. And that'll send up Frank Ortega, hitting .346. He has the only home run for Fort Morgan this year. And Steckel, the right-hander, to the plate. And the breaking ball is up and away. Isaiah Shepard's at first. Brendan Peterson at second. Mark Felix Llamas at third. The shortstop is Jace Reed. And the offering swung on and popped up, and that is out of play. And the count level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Louis Pisano in left, Colin Gilly in center. Gannon McKean is the right fielder. Dylan Hubbard behind the plate. And Parker Steckel quickly getting ahead of Fort Morgan hitters. Overcast skies. We could have some rain. The pitch. And that changeup is low. 1 ball and no strikes. And that's the way to keep hitters off balance. Or check that, 2-1 is what I have here. 2-1. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled to the screen on a pitch away. Opening pitch brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check them out today. Equitable Savings and Loan. 2-2. The base is empty and 2 down in the first. And Steckel to the plate. And the curveball doesn't break much. It stays high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Mustang dugout making some noise already. Got to get into the game early, especially a league game. And the 3-2. Swung on and popped up on the right side. This wind is playing tricks with the baseball towards right field. And the ball is going to be caught by Gannon McKean. That started out in right center, but again, it's blowing left to right. And the Mustangs are retired 1-2-3 in the top of the first. To the bottom of the first, Northridge is coming to bat on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Here is the lineup that Frank Ortega of the Mustangs will face for the Northridge Grizzlies. As batting first for Northridge will be the center fielder Colin Gilly. Jace Reed, the shortstop, hits second. Gannon McKean in right hits third. The third baseman hits fourth. That's Mark Felix Llamas. Batting in the 5 position is Dylan Hubbard. Cooper Rose, the DH, at 6th. The second baseman, Brendan Peterson, at 7th. Isaiah Shepard, the first baseman, at 8th. And Louis Pisano, the left fielder, will be batting 9th. sets you up with the Mustangs defensively in this game. First baseman is Briggs Wheatley. Charlie Langford at second. The third baseman is Jesse Campa. In between him at short is Braden Fajardo. David Keller in left. The center fielder is Levi McCoy. Colin Farley in right behind the plate. Antonio Velasquez and Frank Ortega, the ace of this staff, is on the mound. And the pitch. Fastball right there for a strike at the knees. No balls and one strike. Ortega 4-0 with a .68 ERA. He's been tough to hit all year. He also has a save that he picked up last Tuesday. Breaking ball swung on, grounded up the middle. Second baseman Langford to his right. Backhands, fires to first, and late. It's an infield hit for Colin Gilly. Yeah, Charlie did everything he could. He couldn't get the ball out of his glove quickly, but he was able to field it cleanly. And Gilly gets the base hit here for Northridge. And Gilly increases his average. It was at 400. Here's a right-handed hitter in Jace Reed. Reed is batting .364. Northridge as a team is batting .299. And the offering. Swung on and fisted foul out of play. No balls and one strike to Jace Reed. This could be a heck of a pitcher's battle. Parker Steckel was a pretty good pitcher a year ago, and Frank Ortega has been on the mound now for 3 seasons for Fort Morgan. Short lead at first. No balls and one strike. The Mustangs at double play depth. And the pitch. And that changeup is in there for a strike. Took something off it. No balls and 2 strikes on the outer half at the knees. And now you can hear the wind continue to kick up even more, blowing from left to right. At least that was the indication there on the fly ball hit by Ortega to end the first. And the offering swung on and fouled to the screen. Tied him up with a fastball. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient. Make them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. Stubbs Gas and Oil. No balls and 2 strikes. An infield hit by Colin Gilly has Northridge off to a good start. The Mustangs in their road grays. Northridge in their home whites. Short lead at first by Gilly. The pitch. And that is outside. Throw to second, runner going. The slide to tag. And out at second base as Langford applies the tag. And the helmet goes flying off the head of Colin Gilly. Excellent throw there by Velasquez. And there's one down. 2-4 on the caught stealing. And the count is at 1-2 here to Chase Reed. With Gannon McGee on deck. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Yeah, we'll do our very best to deflect the wind away from our mic, but there's only so much we can do here. You can tell this thing is whipping up big time. With 1 out and the bases empty in the bottom of the first inning, Northridge just had a runner eliminated at second base. Open stance from the right side for Reed. The pitch. Breaking ball is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And man, even the clay is sweeping across the infield. This has shades of last week. And last week was definitely worse. But it's not much worse. And the 2-2 pitch. That is just outside again. The problem is Velasquez is setting up outside, and they're not going to give him that call. You got to set up towards the middle of the plate. If you set up outside and you hit outside, that's going to be a ball every time. And the 3-2. And that's in the dirt, and it skips away, and it's a walk to Jace Reed. And here's Gannon McGee batting for Northridge. And McGee is hitting .412 from the left side. So a pretty solid lineup at the top, which baseball teams normally have. But Northridge only 4-6. They handed Fort Morgan an opening season loss last year. 13-12 in 8 innings. That was a crushing loss for the Mustangs, who We're just percentage points away from qualifying for the playoffs. Step off by Ortega. And again, we have some cloud cover, but it's out over center and right field. The stretch and the pitch. And that changeup bounces in, blocked by Velasquez. 1 ball and no strikes. This gives you a feel of like a heavy infield. Like when the ball's hit on the ground, it's not going to go fast. But we'll find out, because everything so far has been hit in the air for the most part, except the grounder to third on the second bat of the game. Throw back to first, back in diving. Ball gets away from Wheatley, but no advance. 1 ball and no strikes to Gannon McGee. Bottom of the first inning. The Mustangs went 3 and out in the top of the first. And this is the left-handed hitter facing Ortega. Chest level the pitch. That's a strike with a fastball on the outer half thigh high. And the count levels at 1-1 to Gannon McGee. Yeah, the gloves are out today. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Ortega steps off again, and I think it's just that wind blowing in his face. And the thing is, it settles down, it picks up. It's almost like you have to get rid of it at the right time. The stretch and the offering. Swing and foul tipped into the glove. 1-2. Tried to tie him up, down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes to McGee. On deck is Mark Felix Llamas. Open stands for McGee. 2-step lead for Jace Reed. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and fouled off the catcher, Velasquez. Again, went inside, took something off it. It remains at 1-2. Mustangs will take on Northridge in what should be nicer weather on Thursday in Fort Morgan on B106. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. This is not an easy hitter to retire. He's a tough hitter. The offering. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball in the inner half. Ortega just reared back and threw that baby right by him, 2 down. McGee goes down swinging. And Felix Llamas batting .333, a right-handed hitter for Northridge. Pitches like that to the number 3 hitters, why Ortega's the number 1 pitcher on this team. Llamas almost looking like he wants to go to right field with that open stance. The stretch, the offering. Breaking ball is down and away. A ball and no strikes. No score, bottom of the first inning, 2 down. Not sure the dimensions here. Now, and I did a game yesterday in Lamar with the wind blowing. That baseball was that carrying big time. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back. The difference there was blowing towards the outfield. Here it's blowing across the infield and outfield. 1 ball, 1 strike. And again, you can hear that wind just really having an effect at times. American flag out beyond center field. The pitch swung on and grounded sharply to the second baseman and right by Charlie Langford. That's going to be an error, and the runner advances to third. He tried to scoop it to his left. Didn't stay in front of that baseball. And that would have been a routine play. Could have flipped to second, kind of olayed that play. Yeah, not a solid defensive effort there by Langford. Here is Dylan Hubbard. Got to make those plays. Hubbard batting .304, another right-handed hitter. Yeah, if you're not sure of the hop, just get down on a knee. Charlie kind of stayed upright. The glove stayed to his left, and it was just not a very good fundamental play. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Anything allowed by Ortega would be unearned. The pitch, swing and a miss, tied him up and in. No balls and 1 strike to Dylan Hubbard, the number 5 hitter in this lineup. Yeah, and in games like this, When you have two solid pitchers, you got to play defense. And Fort Morgan has committed the game's first error. No balls and one strike to Dylan Hubbard with a close stance. The pitch. And that one bounces to the screen. Here comes the runner. Throw to the plate will not be made. It'll be a wild pitch. And a run scores, and crossing home plate is Jace Reed. And Northridge on an unearned run leads 1-0. And that time Ortega could not bail out his teammate. And now you have another player in scoring position in Felix Llamas. And Northridge started this mini rally with an infield hit. Looking back as Ortega, the pitch. That is a fastball down and away. Count is now sitting at 2-1. Should have been an inning ender on the grounder to second, but the inning has been extended. Hubbard awaits the pitch. And here it is. And the curveball's a strike on the inside corner, belt high. Well spotted by Frank Ortega. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Velasquez lays down the sign. Ortega to the plate. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Hubbard. However, Northridge scores a run on a base hit. There was one huge Mustang error, and a man left. To the second we go in Greeley. It's Northridge 1, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you. Let's head to the top of the second inning. Northridge with a 1-0 lead, an unearned run after a Mustang error, which preceded a wild pitch. Scoring Jace Reed. Here's Jesse Campa, followed by David Keller and Antonio Velasquez. The Mustangs put together a huge offensive effort in their last game against Riverdale Ridge, when they scored those 13 runs. Campa out of the 4-hole is batting .219. Parker Steckel, the pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner with that tailing pitch. It is 0-1. And he's working quickly on the left side of the rubber. And the offering. Curveball is right down the middle for a strike. Campa took it, and it's 0-2. Yeah, Steckel wasting no time. About 6 seconds between pitches. The pitch. Breaking ball is in the dirt, blocked by Dylan Hubbard. Sitting at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jesse Campa to lead off the second inning. And the offering swung on and popped foul and out of play off to the right. And again, that wind is just tailing that baseball way foul. Looking in a Steckel for the side. He gets it. And the offering. Curveball tails inside. And the count evens at 2-2. Campa awaits the pitch. Swung on line towards right center field. That is going to drop for a base hit and take a huge hop over the right fielder's head. And that's going to be Campa rounding second all the way to third. It's going to be a leadoff triple. Jesse Campa on a 2-2 pitch smokes it into right center. And the wind certainly took effect there, and Gannon McGee had no shot at that baseball. I mean, that is a major wind. Blowing from left to right here is David Keller. Keller hitting .409. And Keller has driven in 7 runs. Wow. Well tagged by Campa. And the pitch. Swing and a miss up in the zone. Might have got a piece of it. It's 0-1. Northridge with a 1-0 lead, but the Mustangs are threatening already in the top of the second. And the offering. That is just outside. And the count levels at 1-1 to David Keller. Here in the top half of the second inning in Greeley. Steckel at the belt with a pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Keller was way late. He misread that completely. Keller was not going to swing. Then he took a very late swing and he missed it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hubbard setting up on the outside corner. The pitch, way outside. Keller did not even offer it. That one, 2-2. Wow, this wind has got a major personality right now. Hopefully it'll die down a little bit later. 2-2, and the pitch. Swung on and popped up, and that's twisting towards the right field line. McGee is over. McGee still going over. He makes the catch. Campa tags up at third, and he's going to score on the sac fly by David Keller. And we're tied at 1 in the top of the second inning. Yeah, automatically, if you're an outfielder, just move to your left. So a nice job of the junior getting the job done. And here's Antonio Velasquez. Velasquez hitting 192. And Steckel to the plate. Swing and a miss. That pitch was above the letters. It's 0-1. Woo! Wow. Yeah, now the Steckel can't even pitch, and Hubbard has to get up behind the plate because that wind is so fierce. And again, it's not a consistent wind. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering, and that's down and in. We're doing everything to cover up the mic just to diffuse as much sound as possible. 1 ball, 1 strike, tied at 1, 1 out. Top of the second inning, Fort Morgan is in Greeley against Northridge. Swing and a miss on a pitch away. A ball and 2 strikes to Antonio Velasquez. And the offering, curveball, stays upstairs. It's 2-2. Yeah, so please just bear with us. We're doing everything possible. No press box here. We are outdoors. The offering, swung on line, base hit. He tomahawked that into left field. That pitch was at neck level. And he had to tomahawk that baby. And here's Charlie Langford. The Mustangs have 2 hits in the inning. That should get his average to over 200. Langford batting .276. The only sophomore in the starting lineup. And Langford is pretty well covered up like most of us should be. Oh, that's Bodie Wheatley running at first. Thank you, Brian. So Wheatley at first, and that makes sense for the catcher Velasquez. The pitch swung on and tapped foul up the third base side. No balls and 1 strike. See, now it dies down. It feels so good. And somebody brought that weather pod over there. I had the weather pod in the car, but I was running a little bit later than I wanted to. And plus, Brian is outdoors. I'm going to be outdoors. We can brave these elements. Riverdale Ridge, I think, was worse, Brian. Yeah, it was more. That's true. And they throw back the first, back in diving is Wheatley. That's Bodie Wheatley once again. The courtesy runner for Velasquez, who had a base hit. No balls and 1 strike to Charlie Langford. Yeah, but even look at that. It's blowing around. Even the weather pot, that blows around with this wind. You got to put a lot of weight in those weather pods. The offering, swung on line, base hit into right field along the line. Wheatley's going to round second. Bodie headed to third. The throw's going to be cut off. And the Mustangs have 3 hits in the inning, first and third. Here for Joseph Layden, who had a huge 4 RBI game last Tuesday against Riverdale Ridge. He came through with a 2-run single in that game to get him started. And Layden hitting .455. And he's driven in 9 runs. That's second on the team. Undoubtedly, Northridge is looking for the double play with 1 out. The pitch. Fastball rides inside. A ball and no strikes. Here to Joseph Layden. The Mustangs have a triple by Campa, sac fly by Keller, and base hits by Velasquez and Langford. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right and out of play. Went away with a fastball. Count levels at 1-1. I'll be back with you on Thursday. And Brian and I will be flip-flopping a little bit later on in the season with other games. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 across for the Mustangs. In the second, tied at 1. And the pitch. Swung on, grounded to short. Let's see if this is 2. It bounces off Felix Llamas. Throw to first is late. That's going to be an error, and actually, the shortstop there is Jace Reed. It'll be an error, and give Layden the RBI, scoring Bodie Wheatley. It's 2-1 Fort Morgan, and both teams have now committed a miscue. Layden now with 10 RBIs. Here is Colin Farley out of the 9-hole. The pitch, swung on, popped foul, out of play. Colin Farley hitting 167. Got off to a good start his junior season. And then they were pitching him really tough later on. The offering. That is a strike, belt high with the off speed. No balls and 2 strikes here from Parker Steckel. The Mustangs have the lead for the first time here in the early going, up 2-1. And here's a good sign that if Farley gets out, Wheatley's on deck, and he struck out his first time. And last week, when Wheatley struck out his first time against Riverdale Ridge, he came up with 2 hits after that. Too good of a hitter. The pitch, curveball is right down the middle. Farley strikes out on 3 pitches. 2 down. And here's Briggs Wheatley. Wheatley struck out on 3 pitches, and that's why he's such a threat right now. Runners take their leads. And the offering. Swung on, driven deep into right center field. That one is way back towards the track. It takes a hop and it goes over the fence. Oh, that is too bad. That would have scored 2 runs. It's an automatic double. It does plate Charlie Langford. It's 3-1, but undoubtedly another run would have scored. No question about that. As Wheatley tagged the first pitch deep into that right center field gap. So Layden to third. Here is Fajardo, who grounded to third his first time up. That is 4 hits in the inning for the Mustangs. That is unfortunate, but again, we've seen that. We took a big hop on the base hit by Campa over the right fielder Gannon McGeen. Braden trying to extend the lead. Yeah, there's no way that they would have thrown out Layden. If that ball doesn't take that huge hop, in fact, Wheatley probably would have had a triple. But that's the break sometimes. The offering. Swing and a miss on a fastball above belt level. It's 0-1 to Braden Fajardo. 0 for 1 in the game. At third is Layden. Wheatley at second. Mustangs have been tagging the ball in this inning. The pitch. Breaking ball is, it got him. I think it got him. Did it not, or hit the bat? Yeah, I think it made contact with the bat. Let's see. I heard something. I thought it hit Fajardo. Yeah, I don't think it hit the bat. But I think they're calling a foul ball. Let's see. Yeah, the home plate umpire is going to have a conversation with the field umpire. Well, the thing is that Braden didn't sell it well. He didn't sell. In fact, he didn't sell it at all. But I clearly heard contact. But it sounded like it was contact on the hitter Fajardo and not the bat. If they called it a foul ball, it'd be 0-2. But now let's see if we get confirmation from the field umpire. I mean, this would load the bases for Frank Ortega. I think they're going to call a foul ball. Nope, they're going to say it hit the bill of the helmet. Well, that's what I thought it said. The umpire pointed towards the cap. No, let's see what happens. Okay. It went off the glove of the catcher Hubbard and made contact with Fajardo's helmet. Okay, that makes sense. That I can see. 1 ball and 1 strike. But I didn't hear anything with the bat. But he called a dead ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fajardo awaits the pitch, and here it is. Swing and a miss. Threw the fastball right by him down the middle. 1-2. Parker Steckel trying to minimize the damage in the top of the second inning. Fajardo trying to come through for the Mustangs. The offering. Curveball is up and away. Ball 2, strike 2. Steckel's been extended in this second inning. Late in the third, Wheatley at second. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and popped up, and that's going to stay in play in foul territory. The catcher, Hubbard, can't make the catch. I mean, that was going way out of play, and the ball just came right back in, but he couldn't make the play. That's just an insane amount of wind when you get it in the air. Crazy amount of wind. Woo! 2 balls and 2 strikes to Braden. He got a break there. I mean, it's like there's a human being up there. Those are the wind gods, so to speak. 2-2 to Fajardo once again, with the runners taking their leads. And the pitch. Swung on line, base hit, center field. Here comes Layden. Wheatley's going to round third. Wheatley to the plate. The throw's at the first base side, and it gets away. And Fajardo to second. Fajardo around second. He'll stay right there. And the Mustangs now lead 5-1 with 5 hits in the inning. And Braden Fajardo has come through in a big way. On that solid single to center. And that's going to be an error as well on the center fielder, Gilly. Fajardo was not going on the throw. He took off as soon as the throw got away. Ortega popped to right his first time up. And the offering. Swung on, grounded up the middle. The shortstop, Reed, to his left, has got it. Looks, spins, throws, and it skips away. It's a base hit. It's blocked over there by the first baseman for Northridge. He got a glove on it. Isaiah Shepard, but it's an infield hit. 6 hits in the inning for Fort Morgan. Here's Jesse Campa, the 10th hitter of the inning. He got this rally started with a triple, and let's see if we have a visit to the hill. Yeah, Parker Steckel getting hit hard now in this frame. The question for Fort Morgan is, can they hold off Northridge? They had a 10-0 lead on Riverdale Ridge last week and only won the game 13-10. So they clearly won that game on offense, at least for the most part, as Colin Farley was 1 out away from throwing a complete game shutout, a 5-inning shutout, and then Riverdale Ridge got going. Lengthy conversation on the hill. And that's going to break up here at any second. I don't think they need to talk that long. Yeah, that is a long conversation. Come on, guys. Play the game. Here we go. This is the 10th hitter of the inning once again, and Jesse Campa's triple went to right center field. And if Fort Morgan can hit like they did last week and keep Northridge off the board, maybe we can play a 5-inning or 6-inning game. Some 2-out hitting here. The pitch and the changeup is low. 1 ball and no strikes to Jesse Campa. Fajardo at third. Ortega might be taking off from first. Got a short lead though. And the pitch. That is a strike with a changeup. Delayed steal. The throw's going to be cut off. And Ortega tried to entice a throw, but it was cut off anyway. So 2 are in scoring position now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Northridge has committed 2 miscues in the inning. And the pitch. That is a strike. Wow. It caught the outer part of the strike zone. It's 1-2. Jesse now looking to protect. And the pitch. Curveball is grounded foul up the first base side. A late swing, but Campa stays alive. And Steckel, incredibly enough, is approaching 50 pitches in this game. He retired the first 2 hitters on 4 pitches. And now the Mustangs have gotten to him. The offering swung on and popped foul out of play. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Buildings by Design. Swung on and lifted foul and out of play. On the changeup once again. Nice job of Campa just reaching out. This will be the 7th pitch of the plate appearance, and it's still 1-2. The stretch by Steckel. And the offering. Swung on, and that one is popped out of play to the right. Campa's not going to make this easy, but with every swing, it seems like those hands are stinging a little bit more. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If somebody homers in this inning, they hit for the cycle. Campa's got a triple, Wheatley with a double, and the rest are singles. Steckel at the belt, and the offering. Swung on, that is popped up, playable, right side. The first baseman along the line is going to make the catch as Isaiah Shepard puts it away. And Fort Morgan is finally retired in the second. 5 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left. 1 1/2 innings are complete. It's Fort Morgan 5, Northridge 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs have a 5-1 lead over the Northridge Grizzlies going to the bottom of the second. I'm John Beltran, Cooper Rose, Brendan Peterson, and Isaiah Shepard against Frank Ortega. Even though he gave up 1 run in the first, he did throw 23 pitches, and he was extended because of a 2-out error. A little bit of a sloppy start for both teams. Northridge with a couple of errors, and Fort Morgan with that lone error by Lanford in the first. Now, a week ago, when they beat Riverdale Ridge, they tacked on, and it wasn't until the 5th inning that Riverdale Ridge got going offensively. So here we go, the right-handed hitting Cooper Rose to bat against Ortega. The Mustangs with a 6-hit attack in the second inning. What a difference a day makes. A lot warmer yesterday, even though there was wind as well. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Threw it right by him down the middle. It's 0-1. Right-handed hitter here for Northridge. Cooper Rose. To the plate. Up and in. A ball and a strike. Ortega gets the sign. And the pitch. That is a changeup at the knees. It's 1-2. Well, that's good movement on the off-speed pitch. Man, if he can spot it right there, Fort Morgan will be in business. Remember, 4-0 with a .68 ERA going in. The pitch. Outside into the screen off the glove of Velasquez. The run Northridge scored in the first inning was unearned. So the ERA has not been affected. In fact, it went down by a fraction. 5-1 Mustangs at the bottom of the second. And the 2-2. Curveball is grounded to third. Campa's got it, sets, throws low, and dug out by Wheatley. And Jesse's had trouble really with throws from third base the last couple of seasons. He had a few miscues last year, and Wheatley with a beautiful dig at first base. 1 down. Yeah, I think he thinks about that too much. He set and he threw, but that's what happened last year. Too many throws in the dirt or overthrows. Brendan Peterson now steps in for Northridge. And the offering. Fastball is up and in. Peterson hitting .214. They just got Rose out of .343 hitter. And the 1-0 pitch. That's right there for a strike. Again, took something off it at the knees. And the count is leveled at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The base is empty. The offering. outside. 2-1 to Brendan Peterson. Again, the wind starting to kick up again. It's got a very inconsistent personality today. The pitch, and the curveball stays high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, I think now you just go straight fastball. Let them put the ball in play and see what happens. 3-1 to Peterson. Ortega fires. Swung on and fisted foul. Off to the right, it's 3-2. Isaiah Shepard waits to hit next. Northridge at 4-6 going into this game. They just, I believe they beat Severance a couple of games there. Severance has really struggled this year. They were a top team out of this classification. The pitch swung on and popped up into right field. Now Farley's got to read that. He's going back now to his left, still going, and he reaches out and he can't make the catch. Farley's to the ground. It is picked up in center field by Levi McCoy. Runner to third. And Farley's getting up slowly, but he's got to read that. Wow. Well, I'm going to score that an error. I mean, he was there and couldn't haul it in. A 3-base error for Farley. Now the Mustangs have 2 errors in a game. Yeah, you know that you're going back and back and back, and you have to get behind the ball. And he had a play on it, but didn't get fully behind the baseball. And now, I think Coach Langford is out there checking on Colin to make sure he's okay. I mean, it might be a tough error to score, but that's the way I'm scoring it. We'll see how it ends up in the Fort Morgan book. But we just had the right fielder McGee make a play out there in a similar fly ball. That one carried a little bit more. And again, hopefully Colin is okay as he fell to the turf. And he'll stay in the game. But yeah, you have to get behind that ball. And there was plenty of time for him to make that play, and he knows that too. Again, difficult conditions. Isaiah Shepard will now hit. Shepard batting .217. Well, and if that scored an error in the book, then if Ortega gives up a run, that would be an unearned run again. Yeah, you'd like to be generous towards a hitter, but that's a play that even in these conditions should be made. You don't want to get intimidated by the wind. Shepard from the right side, 5-1, Fort Morgan bottom 2. The pitch swung on, line foul off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Another soup type of day. I don't know if I'll be having that later, but now I'm thinking about it. Just to stick my hands in soup, not even down my throat. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. That was above the letters. Out of the strike zone, it's 0-2. Well, now Frank knows what he has to do with Louis Pisano, the 9-hitter, waiting to hit next. No balls and 2 strikes. You don't want to throw a waste pitch in terms of something that gets away from the catcher either. And the offering. And that changeup is low. That's a well-spotted pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Mustangs scored their 5 runs on 6 hits in the second, and they were aided by a couple of errors. Runner at third and 1 down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on, pop foul, and had a play off to the right. Tons of foul balls in this game. Lots of foul balls. Remains at 1-2. Ortega to the plate. Breaking ball bounces away. That's going to score the run. That's what they wanted to avoid. Peterson steps on home plate. And it's now 5-2 Fort Morgan. Well, What a waste. It's going to look worse if he strikes out this hitter. Unleashing a breaking ball that was tough to handle. Second wild pitch that scores a run. And now he just struck him out on a fastball at the letters. Could have thrown that the pitch before. 2 down. Here's Louis Pisano. Yeah, that is too bad. That is too bad. It's almost like you saw it coming. That he could have registered a strikeout, which he did. For Frank Ortega, that's already his 3rd strikeout of the game. Another reason that you don't want to unleash a breaking ball and take chances. Wind and pitch, squaring to bunt, and he waved at it, and it's a foul ball to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. At least the sun is out, but that's not helping right now. Now with the wind whipping up like this. And Pisano waits the 0-1. And that is a curveball for a strike. It stayed up in the zone. Top of the zone, it's 0-2. 0-2 here to Louis Pisano. Northridge has a run in the inning without a base hit. Ortega with the 0-2 pitch, up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, this becomes such a mental game when you're out here either playing or watching in these conditions. Just can't think about the conditions. 1-2 pitch, swung on and fouled off his left foot. Oh man, that hurt on a tailing fastball. And it hurts even more when it's cold. Ortega's up to 44 pitches. That's not a good sign. You want to maybe about 15 pitches an inning. Now he's averaging 22. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Pisano trying to walk off that ball he fouled off his left foot. He'll settle back into the box. Yeah, you need a 1-2-3 inning here on either side just to get things going quicker. Although Fort Morgan was retired in order in the first. The pitch swung on, popped up into shallow center field. Fajardo's going out. This could be trouble, and it's going to drop in front of McCoy for a base hit. Nobody took charge. Man, the Mustangs not looking good defensively in the outfield. It's like that'll be scored a base hit, but somebody's got to take charge there. Even if you're not sure you're going to get to that baseball, don't pull up on that. Here's Colin Gilly. He singled and scored. That's the first hit of the inning for Northridge. Now, it's not an easy play, but it's one that somebody has to make an effort at. And Fajardo went out as far as he thought he could. The offering swung on. That is popped up and fouled out of play. No balls and 1 strike yet. You don't play better defense than this. I don't care what the atmosphere looks like out here, then it's going to not pay off. It's going to be a problem later on in the regular season and if you make the playoffs as well. Pisano throw back to first, and the ball slips away. It gets down the right field line. Giving chase is Farley. Pisano to second. Pisano's going to round second. Pisano's headed to third, and the throw will not be made. It's a throwing error in Ortega. And the Mustangs have 2 errors in the inning. At this point, just worry about the hitter. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, just get the hitter out, and you don't have to even mess with a guy at third. Pitch to Gilly. That's a fastball for a strike at the knees. It's 0-2. Yeah, the guy at third right now does not even exist if you're Frank Ortega. No balls and 2 strikes. And the offering. Swung on and driven deep into left center field. That's got some carry in the gap. Diving and off the glove of Keller. It's going to be picked up by McCoy. Pisano scores, and into second with a double is Colin Gilly. It's 5-3. Keller nearly made the play, It went off his glove on a dive to his left. But again, not executing defensively earlier hurt in this inning. And Northridge is right back in the game. Here is Jace Reed, who walked his first time up. And this happening with 2 down. Time is called. Are we going to be in for a long game? Exactly what we don't want. The stretch by Ortega. And the pitch swung on and popped up, and that one is headed out of play along the screen on the first base side with Velasquez giving chase. Yeah, the Mustangs not looking good right now. We had a sloppy play in the first inning. Sloppy play in this inning. A wild pitch in each inning. Keller made a nice dive for that ball, and it went right off the top of his glove. I thought he had it. He really got a great break on that baseball. But that one has scored a double. The offering, and that, oh, nice backhand stab by Velasquez. That was headed for the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike, and Ortega's up to 50 pitches already. And we're not even through the second inning. Reed from the right side awaits the pitch. And here it is. That's inside, 2-1. With games like this, you'd almost like to see a time limit. So we're almost at an hour. And this game's on pace for 3 hours, and we don't get things going. The pitch swung on. That is popped up on the right side. This is going to be an adventure into shallow right field, and Langford can't make the catch. That's going to score another run. And into second to make it 5-4 is Jace Reed, as Langford went out and it barely got over his glove. We'll score that a double. He was really not in perfect position there. You could just tell off the bat that was going to be a problem. Here is Gannon McGee. I mean, anything hit in the air here is going to be a problem. Especially when it's hit in no man's land like we saw there. McGee struck out swinging his first time up. The pitch swung on and fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. Here to McGee, 3 across for Northridge in the bottom of the second. Off of second is Jace Reed. Looking back, the pitch outside. Yeah, neither starter now is going to make it through this game. No way. No way. Ortega halfway now to 110 after this pitch. And it's the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a tailing fastball. It's 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Here to Gannon McGee. Yeah, these are not pleasant conditions to play under. No way. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is off the glove of Velasquez. Picks it up and no throw. That'll be a pass ball. Runner goes to third in Jace Reed. Two balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and he finally was able to get out of the inning. But not a good one for the Mustangs. 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and a man left. To the third we go. In Greeley, Fort Morgan 5, Northridge 4 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, the Mustangs with a 5-4 lead. That sounds good, but it's not. They had a 5-1 lead going into the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be David Keller, Antonio Velasquez, and Charlie Langford against right-hander Parker Steckel, Keller with a sac fly his first time up, and this wind could just die down a little bit. Normally it gets a little bit tamer later in the day. Well, it's later in the day and nothing's happening. And the pitch. Fastball rides inside. This is KPRB Brush Fort Morgan, Morgan County's B106. The Mustangs looking for their 9th win of the year. And the pitch. Swung on, driven down the right field line. That one's got some carry way back, and that's up against the bottom of the fence along the line. Keller to second. Keller's going to round second. Keller's rounding third. The throw to third is going to be offline, and it's a leadoff triple for David Keller. The second triple by the Mustangs in the game. The first was hit by Jesse Campa. Well, the one thing we do have, like last Tuesday's, plenty of offense. Velasquez with a tomahawk single his first time up. Fort Morgan looking to get some of those runs back. The pitch. Swung on, driven foul up the left side. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Antonio Velasquez. Steckel to the plate. Curveball is grounded up the middle, headed for center field. Reed, the shortstop, gets a glove on it, but it skips by to center field. Velasquez is 2 for 2, and it's 6-4 as David Keller crosses home plate. Well, Fort Morgan can get the runs right back, but can you keep them off the board? That was the question last inning. Here's Charlie Langford, who singled and scored in the 5-run second inning. Steckel's been throwing strikes. He's got 40 strikes and 15 balls. And the pitch. Swung on, that is popped up into right field. McGee is way back. That's carrying. That's towards the fence. That's over his glove, and that's over the fence on a hop. It's an automatic double, a ground rule double for Charlie Langford. That ball just carried and carried. And the Mustangs, like that, have a triple, a single, and a double in this inning. Here is Joseph Layden. I mean, offense is not an issue. It's when they're on the field. The Mustangs looking to extend a 6-4 lead. The pitch. Swung on, line foul off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. That's right, only in the 3rd. We played an hour. And it's 6-4 Fort Morgan. Mustangs trailed briefly 1-0 until the 5-run second. We had a 2-hour and 45-minute game last Tuesday in pretty bad conditions, and they're not much better right now. It's almost a replica of last week. Hopefully this wind will slow down a bit. That's all we can hope for, because the temperature is not bad. If the wind slows down, then we've got a decent chance of having more favorable conditions later on. The infield is playing back in the middle. 0-1 to Layden. The pitch, and that changeup is low. A ball and 1 strike. Joseph Layden reached on an error. His first time up on that grounder to the shortstop, Reed. The stretch by Steckel. And the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Layden, the 8th hitter in the lineup. The Mustangs sent 10 to the plate in the 2nd inning. This is already the 4th hitter with nobody out. The offering. Curveball is fouled off the umpire. Nice job of Layden getting a piece of that baseball. Remains at 1-2. Dylan Hubbard out to talk to his pitcher. I thought that was a well-spotted pitch. And now Layden having a brief conversation with Coach Langford. So we'll do it again here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. The Mustangs with a run across on a base hit by Antonio Velasquez, scoring David Keller, who tripled to lead off the top of the third. Steckel gets the sign. To the plate. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Down and in. And Joseph Layden strikes out. And there's one down. And here's Farley, who struck out on 3 pitches. Third strikeout for Steckel. Well, this could be a victory here for Northridge if they can keep this at 1 run, but you have Wheatley on deck. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's up and into Colin Farley. 1 ball and no strikes. Farley's been terrific on the hill this year. Got the victory last Tuesday against Riverdale Ridge. Shut out Brush 1-0 in the early going. The offering. Swung on and grounded right side of the first baseman. Shepard steps on the bag. Run scores. It's an RBI ground out for Colin Farley as Bodie Wheatley steps on home plate. It's now 7-4 Fort Morgan. So he did his job beautifully. Nice job by Colin Farley. And to third is Charlie Langford. Wheatley has struck out and doubled in a run. The offering. Curveball is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Wheatley did the same thing last week. Struck out, then had 2 hits in a row. Let's see if he does it again. And that's a strike. Wow. Man, that must have got the edge of the inside corner. Wheatley didn't like that call. It's 0-2. The stretch. And the pitch. Curveball is laced and caught. A line drive that was caught by the second baseman, Brendan Peterson. You can't hit the ball any harder than Wheatley just did right there. And the Mustangs are limited to 2 runs on 3 hits. There was a man left at third, 2.5 complete. It is Fort Morgan 7, Northridge 4 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the third inning. The Mustangs lead by a score of 7-4 in Greeley over the Northridge Grizzlies. Yeah, there was some type of exchange there at third base with Coach Langford. And outside, I'm not sure what that was about. Mark Felix Llamas reached on an error. His first time up. And the offering. Curveball is grounded foul up the third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, as long as the sun stays out, it's a tad more bearable. But really, we know that the wind is the one that determines everything. Ortega about to throw his 60th pitch here. And we're only in the bottom of the third. The offering. Swung on. That ball is hit in the air to left field. Keller is going back, still going back. Ranges under it. Makes the one-handed grab, and there's 1 down. A little bit easier to play left field today than right field. That'll bring up Dylan Hubbard. This is what you want. You want Ortega to get on the roll. If you can get him through 5, get him through at least 5, and then win this game, then you'll be all right. The pitch. Curveball is outside. Hubbard struck out swinging his first time up. Ortega has 4 strikeouts in the game. Here's the wind and pitch. And that changeup is low. Not just a bank in Colorado, they're Bank of Colorado. A proud supporter of local sports and academics. 2-0 here to Hubbard. The pitch swung on and fisted foul, and that one is out of play. Count moves to 2-1. To Dylan Hubbard, 1 down, the base is empty in the bottom of the third. Fort Morgan leads Northridge 7-4 with 5 runs in the second and 2 in the third. And the pitch, and that one went off the umpire. Velasquez didn't catch it at all. He misread it, 3-1. It was inside anyway. 3 balls and 1 strike. The only clean inning we had was the top of the first when Parker Steckel retired Fort Morgan in order. Everything else has been filled with base runners. And the offering. Swung on and fisted foul, and out of play off to the right. And we've had at least 20 foul balls hit in this game. A ton of foul balls, 3-2. Right here, Frankie, let's get this guy out. Let's go right here, get him out. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, swung on, line into right center field for a base hit. That ball is going to roll towards the fence. It's cut off by McCoy, but this will be a 1-out double on that line drive hit in the gap by Dylan Hubbard. That was a fat one over the middle of the plate. Here is Cooper Rose, who grounded to third. And Eric Childers will be the courtesy runner for Northridge. Well, the Grizzlies are not going to stop. They're going to just keep coming and coming and coming. Remember last year when they played this game? It was in May. The season didn't start till early May, and the weather was a lot better. 1 out and 1 on. Velasquez lays down the sign. And the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. A ball and no strikes to Cooper Rose. Brendan Peterson is on deck. Peterson had that fly ball that Farley misplayed in right. And he later scored. And the pitch. Swung on and fisted in the air towards the second baseman, Langford, who makes the catch. Boy, that's a nice jam job there by Ortega. On that little flare, there's 2 down. Here is Brendan Peterson. All right, throw something that's difficult to hit, get him out, and let's get to the 4th inning. This 3rd inning moving along a little bit quicker than the previous 2, but hopefully I didn't speak too soon. Fastball away. 1 ball and no strikes here to Brendan Peterson. The Mustangs have led by as many as 4. It was 5-1 in the 2nd inning. Now it's 7-4. And a 1-0, and that ties them up 2-0. Two balls and no strikes here to Brendan Peterson. Isaiah Shepard is on deck. Yeah, you don't want to get towards the top of the lineup till the 4th inning. Looking back in the pitch. Swung on and lifted a shallow left center field. Keller coming in to his left. He's going to make the running grab, and that's it. And Northridge is held off the board. No runs, a stranded base runner. 3 complete. It's Fort Morgan 7. And the Northridge Grizzlies 4 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the top of the 4th. The Mustangs lead 7-4, and the pitch swung on and grounded left side. That's going to be in the hole to Jace Reed, the shortstop. Long throw to first and a hop, and it's late. It's an infield hit for Braden Fajardo, who is now 1, make it 2 for 3. And the Mustangs just keep on going. That is base hit number 10 for Fort Morgan. And he placed that beautifully in the hole to the right of the shortstop. Here's Frank Ortega. Ortega flew to right and singled, an infield single. The stretch by Parker Steckel, the right-hander, the pitch. Breaking ball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mustangs are looking for that explosion in this game to break it open like they did against Riverdale Ridge, and they needed all 13 runs, or at least most of them, since Riverdale Ridge was able to generate a major rally. And the offering. Swung on, driven, did it down the left field line, but it is twisting foul. Oh, man, just foul. The wind got a hold of that and knocked it down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the sun has disappeared and the wind has kicked up. That's not a good combination. The stretch by Steckel. And the pitch. Curveball is a strike. The throw to second, the slide, and he's in there. Fajardo with a stolen base with a head-first slide. And it's 1-2. Braden Fajardo's got all types of speed, as he displayed right there. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Frank Ortega. Nobody out. 7-4 Fort Morgan. Top of the 4th inning. And Greeley against the Northridge Grizzlies. Setting up in the outside corners. Hubbard. The pitch. Curveball is down and away. And the count levels at 2-2. Well, this Mustang team has really picked up their hitting lately. They struggled early on against Niwot, against Brush. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes out on a fastball away. Ortega is out number 1. And Parker Steckel picks up his 4th strikeout. Jesse Campos tripled and popped out to the first baseman. That was all in 1 inning in the 2nd. He led it off and then he finished it off. Breaking ball down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. With the way the wind's blowing, at some point I think we're going to have a home run hit in this game. Off of second, Fajardo. He goes. Swung on, grounded to short. Reed to his right has got it. Sets. Long throw to first on a hop. And the ball skips away up against the fence. That's going to allow Fajardo to score. That'll be an error on Reed. Another Northridge error. And Fort Morgan leads 8-4. Holding up at first is the hitter, Jesse Campa. No RBI. Reed with a 2nd error of the game. And here's David Keller, a sac fly and a triple, so he's 1 for 1. And he has scored a run. Throw back to first, Campa back in diving. Well, it was 5-1, and Fort Morgan's gotten all those runs back, but can they add to the lead? Can they add to that 4-run cushion? The pitch, swing and a miss and a breaking ball up and in. No balls and 1 strike. Campa with a 2-step advantage. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is down and away. That had lots of bite to it, but it missed. Parker Steckel is 76 pitches deep. He might only have 1 inning left in him after this one. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the offering. Swung on, and that is lifted in the infield. Let's see, this is going to be tricky. The pitcher calling for it, backing up, and the ball is bobbled and caught. Throw back to first and late. Steckel made the catch up the first base side behind the mound. I saw that yesterday in Lamar, similar play. Crazy wind. Heck, the last 2 weeks. Keller's retired, 2 down for Velasquez, who has singled twice. I mean, those are normally plays by the first and second baseman. And that's up and in. Nice play by the catcher, Hubbard. 1 ball and no strikes. Fort Morgan has scored in each of the last 3 innings. And Velasquez having an excellent game. The offering. Swing and a miss. Throw him a changeup above the letters. It's 1-1. Campa's at first. He reached via an error. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Reed charges, and he bobbles, sets, throws in time. Velasquez is out number 3. The Mustangs pick up a run. There was a base hit, an error as well, and 1 left. 3 1/2 innings are complete. It's Fort Morgan 8, Northridge 4 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you in Northridge. In Greeley at Northridge High School, the Mustangs lead the Grizzlies by a score of 8-4. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And Frank Ortega has yet to throw 1-2-3, and that pitch is away to Isaiah Shepard, who has struck out. And this is a part of the lineup he can handle, 8, 9, and 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Swung on. That's a liner into center. McCoy comes on, has to field it on a hop. It's a base hit. A base hit for Shepard. Northridge now with 6 hits in the game. And Louis Pisano is now the hitter. He had a base hit his first time up. So the bottom of the order doing something certainly here for the Grizzlies. Short lead at first for Shepard. The pitch, squaring to bunt, lays it down third base side. Going to be a tough one. Barehanded drop, throw to first, and late. Oh, man, Frankie had a shot, tried to pick it up too quickly. That's a tough one. Yeah, we'll call that a base hit because he tried to barehand it. That's not that routine. It'll be a base hit, but that could be almost scored either way on the bunt single. Here's Colin Gilly, and this is a problem. He has singled and doubled. And the offering. Swung on and lifted foul along the right side. Farley gives chase, but it's out of play. No balls and one strike. Just when you think you have control of the game, Northridge comes right back with their 8 and 9 hitters reaching base. Now the meat of the order is on the way. No balls and one strike to Colin Gilly. And the pitch, up and in. The count levels at 1-1. Northridge led 1-0 after one. The Mustangs took a 5-1 lead. Then it was 5-4, but the Mustangs have scored 3 unanswered. Looking back at the 1-1. Fastball very high. 2 balls and 1 strike. What you really need is a grounder here to Fajardo. Something to create a 6-4-3. And shorten up this inning for Frank Ortega. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch swung on and lifted foul, out of play off to the right. Count is at 2-2 to Colin Gilly. Ortega looks in. Need a big pitch right here against this right-handed hitter, who is 2 for 2. The offering swung on, and that's out of play again on the foul ball. I'm not even kidding. There's got to be at least 25 to 30 foul balls hitting this game. We'll do another 2-2 pitch. This will be the 80th pitch, 8-0 unofficially for Ortega. And here it is. Swung on. That ball is fisted in the air to right field. Farley is coming on, still coming, and it bounces in front of him and bounces off his body. Farley picks it up. They're sending the runner home, but the ball is bobbled by Langford. That'll be an RBI single for Colin Gilly. He's 3 for 3. As Shepard scores, it's 8-5. And first and second for Jace Reed, who has walked and doubled. I don't know if Farley had much of a play out there, but I know he's not, you can tell he's not feeling comfortable in right field. There's no doubt about that. And I think it's pretty difficult to play that right field position today. The pitch, up and in, 1 ball and no strikes. The tying run is at the plate, and we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Mustangs are up by 3. The wind picks up in the offering. Swung on and fisted foul and out of play. It's 1-1. Well, again, the key is just to maintain the lead. That's it. 1 ball and 1 strike to Reed. Pisano's the lead runner at second. Gilly at first. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right again. How many baseballs? We got to have about 100 baseballs here. Crazy stuff. 1-2. Yeah, I got tears coming out of my eyes, not because of this game. It's just that wind is taking effect. Premier Farm Credit and Sterling Brush. Fort Morgan and Holyoke. Premier Farm Credit. The gold standard in ag lending. The pitch. Down and away. One with a fastball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Frank Ortega desperately needs an out. A run across here at the bottom of the 4th inning. He looks back. He looks at the pitch. Breaking ball is fouled off down the left field side. And Gannon McGee, who has struggled today, is on deck. Reed, the number 2 hitter in the lineup, walked and doubled. He's 1 for 1. Ortega with pitch number 86. right now. Upstairs. And the count is now at 3-2. Northridge might be able to take the lead before this inning is over. Looking back as Ortega, the offering, and that hit him on a tailing fastball. The bases are loaded for McGee, who has struck out swinging twice. And now we should have a visit to the mound by head coach Josh Langford, brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Get your project started the right way with Western Engineering Consultants. Let's see what's going to happen. We're headed for another one of those double-digit scoring games by both teams. Last Tuesday, it was 13-10 Fort Morgan and Thornton over Riverdale Ridge. Today, it is 8-5 Fort Morgan, bottom of the fourth inning, with the bases loaded and nobody out. And you're not going to stay warm, just not getting out of innings quickly. The first four have reached, including the 8 and 9 hitters. This is the one guy in the lineup that has really scuffled. Struck out swinging twice, did the left-handed hitting Gannon McGee. The stretch by Ortega. The pitch, that's a strike with a tailing fastball on the outside corner. No balls and one strike. You want to pop up in the infield? Well, maybe not a pop-up, not with today's conditions. The offering, swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. No balls and 2 strikes, took something off it. No balls and 2 strikes. McGinn is just not seeing the ball right now. Let's see if Frank can put him away. The offering, swung on that. That ball is hit in the air into shallow center field. McCoy's coming, still coming, and he's going to make the catch. Nobody is going to tag there. Pisano holds up at third. There's one down. Nice play by McCoy, closing in on that baseball. I thought that was going to be a problem. One down, and here's Mark Felix Llamas, who reached on an air and popped to the left fielder Keller. He is 0 for 2. Not a ton of foot speed either. Get him to ground out, and you could end the inning with a double play. The pitch, and that bounces away to the screen. Pisano scores, and Velasquez just found the baseball now. Third wild pitch scoring a run, and it's 8-6. Oh, man. The Mustangs on 3 wild pitches have just given away a run. And the tying run's at second base. And the double play is no longer in order. The pitch. And it tails off the glove of Velasquez. That's going to score another run. That'll be a pass ball. Gilly steps on home plate. Velasquez having all types of trouble behind the plate. I mean, the others were wild pitches, but he couldn't block any of them. It's 8-7. Wow. It should be. Now, one of those was called a strike, I believe. He just said 1-1. And a pitch. It's 8-7. That pitch is up and away. And I don't know if Velasquez was crossed up. But Fort Morgan has let the entire lead, with the exception of one run, slip away. 2-1. The pitch. Swung on. Driven into right field for a base hit. That will score Reed, and the game is tied at 8. Northridge has scored 4 in the bottom of the fourth inning on that line drive by Felix Llamas. Wow. Unreal. Dylan Hubbard has struck out and doubled. It's a 0-0 game essentially. Still only 1 out in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the offering. Up and away. It's 1-0. Ortega is going to use up his full slate of pitches. He's at 95 right now. They just want him to make it through this inning. The stretch and the pitch. Not even close. Extremely high. 2 balls and no strikes. Not much of a crowd here because of these conditions. And the 2-0 pitch, here it is. Swung on, driven down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It is foul. But that thing was struck well the other way. 2-1 here to Dylan Hubbard. Ortega has thrown 59 strikes and 38 balls, but a lot of those strikes have not been well located. He has not had a clean inning. And he went in 4-0 with a .68 ERA, and that ERA has gone up without a doubt. Don't need to be a mathematician for that. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Dylan Hubbard. Runner at first with a short lead, the pitch. That is high. 3-1. Cooper Rose is going to hit next. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 4 across in the bottom of the 4th inning, tied at 8. The offering. And that skips to the screen. It's a walk anyway. And again, Antonio just having a lot of trouble in this inning. It's ball 4 anyway. Cooper Rose has grounded out and popped out. He's 0 for 2. And now the courtesy runner once again will be Childers at first base. And Northridge is looking to grab the lead. This has turned into a 3-inning game, and Fort Morgan might be on the short end going into the 5th. The pitch swung on and driven in the air to deep right center field. McCoy to his left is going to make the running catch as the wind brought that ball down into his glove, and there's 2 down. Frank Ortega just threw his 100th pitch. Brendan Peterson has reached on an air and popped out. Reduce this to a 3-inning game, and then let's see what happens. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The stretch and the offering. That is a strike at the top of the zone. On the off speed, no balls and 1 strike. Ortega looks back. And the pitch. A strike on the inside corner. Boy, that was a generous strike at that. That was tailing in. It looked like a ball, but it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 strike away from finally getting out of this mess. And the pitch. That's outside. 1-2 here to Peterson. This is the 9th hitter of the inning. 4 have scored, 2 are on base, and 2 have been retired. And the number 7 hitter in the lineup, pitch number 104 is coming up. And here it is. Called strike 3. Fastball on the outside corner. And that ends the inning. 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Let's head to the 5th inning. Fort Morgan 8, Northridge 8 from Greeley on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Tied at 8 going into the 5th inning. Charlie Langford with a foul ball, then a strike on a breaking ball, and he swings and fouls it off. It remains at 0-2. Langford with a single and a double. The Mustangs have let the entire lead slip away. They were up by 4 runs on 2 separate occasions as we play here in the top of the 5th inning. 7, 8, and 9, bottom of the order against Parker Steckel. And the pitch, and that ball nearly hit him on a breaking ball. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Langford awaits. Swung on and grounded left side. Yama sticks the glove out, knocks it down, picks it up, throws to first. Late. An infield hit for Langford. He's now 3 for 3. And actually didn't have to knock it down. He's able to stab it with the glove. I got shielded off for a second, so it was a clean play. But he had to go to a knee. And because of that, Langford with the speed was able to beat it out. And Fort Morgan now has 11 hits in a game. And Langford has 3 of them. Joseph Layden has reached on an air and struck out. Steckel to the plate. Swung on and fouled off to the right. The Mustangs will have a new pitcher at the bottom of the 5th inning. We know that for sure. Steckel should be able to get through this inning. He's at 86 pitches. 0-1 here. The sun has reappeared, but the wind has not calmed down at all. The pitch swung on and chopped foul towards the third base dugout. Oh, if that sun could get a little bit lower and right in our faces, that would be beautiful. That's as pronounced as the sun has been all game long. But again, just setting the stage for you here at Northridge's Darrell Kyle Field. No balls and 2 strikes. And the offering. Curveball is off the glove of the catcher, Hubbard. That's a pass ball. Langford to second. Langford rounding second. Will stay right there. So the Mustangs have a runner in scoring position. With a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes to Joseph Layden. Steckel stretches, and the pitch swung on and grounded foul right off the lower body of Layden. That one took a hop in a very vulnerable area. Remains at 1-2 as Layden walks it off. Charlie Langford with his 3rd hit of the game to begin the inning. He's at second base looking to give the Mustangs the lead if he can score here off anything. The pitch swung on, driven towards right field. McKean is looking up, and he's going to make the catch. Langford tags. He's headed to third, and the throw's going to be made anyway, but Langford's in there by a mile. Nice job of Layden going the other way. There's 1 down. McGee nearly had the sun in his eyes there. He had to shield off the sun with his glove and find the baseball. And here's Bodie Wheatley hitting for Farley, even though Farley drove in a run in his last at-bat. Well, this is a big at-bat here for Bodie Wheatley. The stretch and the pitch, and he swings and misses. Up in the zone, it's 0-1. Let's see what we have on Wheatley here. And the offering. That is right there at the knees with a changeup. No balls and 2 strikes. He's not going to get a better pitch than that. Wheatley this year in 11 plate appearances, 0 for 9. And the offering. And the breaking ball's off the glove of the catcher. And here to the plate is Langford, and he scores in the pass ball. And Fort Morgan leads 9-8 in the 5th inning. They caught a huge break there. Dylan Hubbard has played very well all game, and 2 pass balls in this inning. And now Wheatley's up there. And the scoreboard says 13. I don't know what that scoreboard says, but it doesn't say 9-8. And the pitch, down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out and the base is empty. The Mustangs have scored again. The pitch, swung on, grounded up the middle. Shortstop Reed has got it behind the bag. Fires to first, and Wheatley is retired for out number 2. But you put the ball in play on the ground. That's a good sign for Bodie Wheatley. Here's Briggs Wheatley. Briggs is struck out. An RBI double, then lined to second. And Parker Steckel might be able to get through this inning without going over 110 pitches. The offering. Breaking ball is up and away. Let's see who Fort Morgan goes to in the bottom of the 5th inning to try to preserve the lead, although it's a very slim one. The pitch Swung on, hit in the air, down the right field line. McGee along the line with a long run, and that ball is going to drop in the throw to second, and Wheatley's in there with a 2-out double. Briggs Wheatley placed it perfectly, and Wheatley has his second hit of the game. Fajardo has grounded out and singled twice. He's driven in a couple of runs with that first single and the 5-run second. And the Mustangs need every run they can get. This is similar to a year ago, a 13-12 Northridge victory in 8 innings. Mustangs lead. Oh, that scoreboard is a mess now. It says 8-0. They got it all wrong. It's 9-8 Fort Morgan. The pitch fouled off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 to Braden Fajardo. Wheatley with a big lead at second. And the offering. And the curveball's a strike on the inside corner. 0-2. Yeah, now they've corrected the scoreboard. Not that that matters to anybody listening in. And the 0-2 pitch. And that one underneath the glove, and he can't find it. Wheatley's going to round third, but he'll stay there. That's going to be another pass ball. That ball didn't hit the ground. It just went off the glove. And let's see what the count is. I don't. Ugh. There are 2 strikes of the batter. I believe it's either 1-2 or 2-2. The pitch. Swung on, line on 1 hop to the second baseman, throw to first. Look what I found there. And Brendan Peterson makes the play, but I don't know if he thought he was going to field that ball. He kind of took a stab at it and was able to retire Fajardo on a hot shot to second. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left at third. 4.5 complete. It's Fort Morgan 9, Northridge 8 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Jesse Campa is the new pitcher for Fort Morgan as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Frank Ortega goes to third. The Mustangs lead by a 9-8 score. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Base hit into center field by Isaiah Shepard. He's now 2 for 3. And keep in mind that Campa's coming off a really poor outing against Riverdale Ridge in relief. He got racked around. That'll send up Louis Pisano, who's 2 for 2 out of the 9-hole. Throw back to first, and close play, and back and diving is Shepard. Campa has one of the best moves in all of 4A. He's got a great move. You cannot easily run on Jesse Campa. He's got an outstanding move to first. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and driven foul by about 75 feet up the left side. No balls and 1 strike. The Mustangs, for the second straight Tuesday, are on the road, playing in very windy conditions, trying to survive. Throw back to first. Ball skips into Wheatley. Back in diving is Shepard. Fort Morgan has trailed in the game once. It was 1-0, but they've only got a 9-8 advantage. The pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner at the knees. Took something off it. No balls and 2 strikes here to Louis Pisano. In the bottom of inning number 5. And the offering, and the breaking ball's up and in. Yeah, not easy to throw breaking balls now. Not easy to pitch at all. I mean, Campa trying to keep that right hand warm by blowing into it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is not baseball. This is not any type of weather. The pitch. Swung on and grounded right side. Tough play. Langford to his left. And the ball goes off his body and along the right field line. That allows Shepard to advance to third. First and third with nobody out. Well, I tell you what, I think that was going to be a base hit anyway. He had to strike. I'm going to give him a base hit. He had to go all the way to his left. That was not an easy play whatsoever. And again, I'm not the official scorer, but I'll score that a base hit. Here's Colin Gilly. A single, a double, and a single. Yeah, that was not an easy play because Pisano reached out and just hit the ball on the ground, and Langford had to range far to his left. And by the time he got to it, it played off his body, but he was not going to have much of a play anyway. The pitch bounces in, runner to second, as Pisano with a straight-up steal. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Northridge could take the lead in this inning. And again, it's the bottom of the order that has come through again. And the offering swung on and popped foul and out of play. 1-1 to Colin Gilly. For the second time of the game, Fort Morgan might find themselves trailing. The pitch, foul to the screen, went away with that one. It's 1-2. Not baseball weather and not a lot of pitching and defense in this game, but you can understand why. 1-2. As it gets later and later in the game, that baseball feels like a rock. To the plate. Fouled off to the right. One ball, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Bottom of the 5th inning. Northridge trails Fort Morgan 9-8. And the pitch to Gilly. Swung on, grounded up the middle. Second baseman Langford charges, gloves. Can't get the ball out of his glove. That's a base hit. He could not get it out of his glove. A run scores. It's tied at 9. Yep, he could not get the ball out of his glove. He would have had a play there, but he did field it cleanly. And that's 3 hitters reaching to begin the inning. And now we're going to have a defensive switch. Langford's going to be in right, and Farley is going to check in here at second base. Or that's not Farley. That's Wheatley. Wheatley, yeah, that's Wheatley at second now. Check that. Wheatley came in for Farley. Tied at 9. So a defensive switch by Coach Langford. And the pitch is off the glove of Velasquez, runner to second. And the Mustangs are in a mess right now. One ball and no strikes. And the offering. Swung on, driven in the air to right center field. McCoy to his left is right there, makes the catch. Pisano tags at third. The throw is going to be cut off. And now the ball is loose in the infield, but it's going to be flagged down right next to the pitching rubber. And on the sacrifice fly by Jace Reed, it is now 10-9 Northridge. But at least the Mustangs get an out. A desperately needed out. Gannon McGinn is 0 for 3, has struck out twice and popped up. The offering, fastball away. 1 ball and no strikes. Campa stretches. And the pitch. That's outside. It's 2-0. Now the Mustangs are down to their final 6 outs. Although they have scored 10 runs, so they're certainly still in this game, without a doubt. Runner at second. And stepping off is Campa. Colin Gilly's been on base 4 times. He leads off of second. 2 of them again. And that is bounced into Velasquez. It's 3-0. Well, that's the key. When Fort Morgan kept tacking on to the lead, you got to keep Northridge off the board. They've not been able to do that. 3 balls and no strikes. The stretch by Campa and the pitch. That's a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 3-1. Approaching the top of the hour, 2 minutes shy of 6 o'clock Mountain Time. This is Morgan County's B106, KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. The pitch, a strike on the outside corner. McGinn waved the bat thinking it was ball 4. He's back in the box at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Looking in. And Campa to the plate. Swung on. That ball is driven deep into right center field. That's a base hit. Takes a huge hop over Charlie Langford towards the fence. Gilly scores. McGinn around second. He's into third. And he's got a triple. It's an RBI triple for Cannon McGinn. And Northridge has played at 3 in the inning. They lead 11-9. Here is Mark Felix Llamas, who's 1 for 3. And now the Mustangs have to play the infield end. What a crazy game here in Greeley. The offering. Breaking balls, a strike on the outer half. It's no balls and 1 strike. Oh, and 1 to Felix Llamas. Campa to the plate. And the breaking ball hit him. Got him somewhere around the upper leg. Now first and third. And once again, Jesse Campa, who was very effective as a junior, really struggling the last 2 outings. A strikeout, a double, and a walk. Yeah, I think Jesse's a much better warm weather pitcher. He was a great warm weather pitcher last year. Northridge looking for more in the bottom of the 5th inning. The offering. That's a strike with a fastball in the outer half. It's 0-1. Dylan Hubbard. Again, officially at 1 for 2. Laying down the sign is Velasquez. And the pitch. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. $23 runs combined last Tuesday, 20 runs combined this Tuesday. Throw back to first on the back pick, sliding in safely, or diving in safely. Back to first is Felix Llamas. 1 ball and 1 strike to the plate, and a fastball is low. Oh, it's 3-0. I had it at 2-1. We'll see. I thought they called a strike on one of those pitches. And the offering, and that's up and away, yeah. No, it was 4 straight balls. And Cooper Rose is grounded out and popped out twice as the hitter. Childers, the courtesy runner again, over at first base, and Fort Morgan's in danger of getting beaten soundly in this game. They're down 11-9, bases loaded, 1 out. And once again, Jesse Campa's had some bad luck with some plays in the infield. You don't get Rose out here, you're in major trouble. The pitch, strike, fastball down the middle, thigh high. No balls and 1 strike. At third is McGinn. Felix Llamas at second. Childers at first. And the offering. That's right there with a changeup down the middle. It's 0-2. You stay in this game if you keep it at 11-9, maybe even 12-9. Outside of that, it's going to get much more difficult. 0-2. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted to right field. Coming in is Langford. Charlie's going to drop the ball. He drops the ball. A run is going to score. That'll be scored a sac fly with an error. It's 12-9 as McGee scores, and Langford having all types of trouble defensively this afternoon, starting at second base and now in right field, and still only one out. You got to feel bad for Charlie there. Oh, man, had that play and couldn't make it. And that one looked fairly routine. And here is Brendan Peterson, 0 for 3, the pitch. And that's low. Check that. That's a new hitter up there. I don't know who number 2 is here, unless that's Peterson. No, he's wearing 14 normally. Swung on, drilled, base hit along the right field line. That's going to score at least 2 runs. And the trail runner goes to third. It's going to be a 2-run single. And Northridge has blown this game wide open. It's 14-9. That thing was smoked down the right field line. And it goes as a 2-run single. We're going to say that's Peterson. Unless he changed uniforms. I don't know. I had him as a 14. Here is Isaiah Shepard. Heck, Northridge is thinking to win this game in 5 innings. They need 5 more runs, though. Shepard with a strikeout and 2 singles. Throw back to first and back in diving. And what happened there? They thought they had him. And the field umpire not happy, yelling towards the Fort Morgan dugout. And Josh Langford having words now with the field umpire. They thought they had the pickoff. They thought they had the pickoff. And some heated words between the field umpire and the Mustang dugout, and Josh Langford out on the field to converse with them. They thought they had the pickoff. Anyway, 6 runs have scored in the inning. It is now 14-9 Northridge. There's only 1 out. And we'll resume play. Again, you've had 6 score, 2 on base, 1 out. The Mustangs send 10 to the plate in the second inning. Since this was a 5-1 game, Northridge has scored 14 of the last 18 runs, or 13 of the last 17 runs, I should say. Runners take their leads. And the pitch. That's a strike. The throw's going to go through to second. Open. Cut off by Fajardo. Stolen base. It is 0-1. And watch out because Shepard's been smacking the ball. 14 hits in the game for Northridge. Fastball is high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fort Morgan has led after virtually every inning except the first, and now they're trailing by 5 runs, and we're still in the 5th. Infield in. Swung on and fouled to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. At third is Rose. Peterson is second. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch to Shepard. Swing and foul tipped into the glove of Velasquez for a strikeout. 2 down. But here's Louis Pisano, who is 3 for 3, but he's had basically balls that have stayed in the infield. He's just shot the ball on the ground. He hit that ball to Langford to his left, which Charlie got to, but then it went off his body. Scored a hit the pitch. Swung on, popped foul, and out of play, off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. 2 down. 2 on. The pitch. Way outside. And the count is level at 1-1 to Louis Pisano. At some point, we'll go to a 6th inning. And the offering. Swung on and grounded foul off the end of the bat on the right side. One ball and two strikes to Louis Pisano. 6 across in the inning. Campa gets a sign. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded right side. Wheatley charges. Throws to first for the out. Wow. 4-3 as Bodie throws to Briggs to end a very messy bottom of the 5th inning. 6 runs on 5 hits, a huge error, and 2 left. To the 6th we go. Northridge 14, Fort Morgan 9 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The right-hander Kobe Bevins, the new pitcher for Northridge. As we head to the 6th inning, Northridge has overtaken Fort Morgan. It is 14-9. Frank Ortega, Jesse Campa, David Keller. Ortega's popped out, singled, and struck out. And it isn't bad enough already. Instead of taking a minute in between innings, this is a lot longer. Took a 1.5 minute break. We still don't see the first pitch, and that wind is starting to kick up even more. Yeah, at some point, this doesn't become about anything but survival. Mother Nature has been fierce the last couple of weeks. And here's Frank Ortega. Here's the wind and pitch from the right-hander. That's a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. We had 1-1-2-3 inning. That was in the top of the 1st. Parker Steckel, the pitcher of record. And the offering. Breaking ball is right there. It's 0-2. 0-2 to Ortega. Hubbard lays down the sign. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Man, that was nasty. And Frank strikes out on 3 pitches. Wow. You don't see that often. Campa has tripled, popped out. And aboard on an error. He is 1 for 3. And Kobe Bevins looking really good there to the first hitter, Ortega. And the breaking ball's down the middle for a strike. He's got a good curveball. A really good curveball, and it's working in this wind. 0-1. And the wind and pitch. Curveball inside corner. It's 0-2. He's throwing nothing but strikes, and he's spotting them very well. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Jesse Campa. Here's the wind and pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and away. There's 2 down. Yeah, that ball was caught in the air by the catcher Hubbard. 2 down for David Keller. A sac fly, a triple, and a pop out. He has struck out the first 2 hitters of this inning. Has Kobe Bevins on 6 pitches. Ortega and Jesse Campa. Man, he is looking good. That's as good as a pitcher can look. Wide and pitch to Keller. Curveball is fouled straight back. No balls and 1 strike. And you wonder now if the rally by Northridge in the bottom of the 5th inning has sucked the life out of the Fort Morgan Mustangs. They were up by a 5-1 and 8-4 scores. And the pitch to Keller. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and away. He has thrown 8 strikes and no balls so far. And Kobe Bevins might have a perfect inning. David Keller awaits the 0-2 pitch, and it's upstairs. Tried to climb the ladder with a fastball. 1-2 to the junior left fielder, David Keller. Hubbard lays down the side. You'd think it's a breaking ball. The offering, and it is, and it's fouled off up the third base side. He's got a good curveball. I mean, why throw anything else? Really good curveball. He struck out Ortega on the breaking ball. He struck out Campa on the breaking ball. Ahead 1-2 to David Keller. And the pitch swung on and lifted a shallow center field, but that's going to be caught very easily out there. In great position was Colin Gilly. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Kobe Bevins. Let's head to the bottom of the sixth. Northridge 14, Fort Morgan 9 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We have all types of changes for Fort Morgan. Bodie Wheatley is the new pitcher, but they had a lot of other changes as well. The pitch, fastball bounces in. Yeah, a lot of changes here for Fort Morgan. And the offering, swung on and foul back. Colin Gilly is 4 for 4. Alan Nevades, I know, is at third base. The pitch, breaking ball, a strike on the inside corner. I believe Chase Redding is in right. And the pitch is in the dirt with a breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The left fielder is Luke Wolf. We know that as well. Swung on and tapped slowly down the third baseline. Nevada's charges, and then he can't get out of his glove. It's a base hit. Yeah, so Keller, okay, Keller's in right. Okay, I thought I saw number 12 out there, but Keller now in right field. Infield, Gilly's now 5 for 5 on the infield hit. Yeah, we know Jesse Campa did move to second. I should have mentioned that earlier. That one I could recognize immediately. Jace Reed, the pitch, swung on, grounded right side, headed for right field. That's a base hit going the other way, and runners are going to be at first and third as sprinting to third is Gilly. Perfect swing by Reed, who is now 2 for 2, and he's been on base 5 times. Here is McGee. 2 strikeouts, a pop-up, and a huge triple in the game. If Northridge scores 5 times in the inning, they will win in 6 because they're up 14-9 with 2 on and nobody out against Bodie Wheatley. The pitchers of record are the pitch, swing and a miss. The pitcher of record for Fort Morgan is Jesse Campa, and Parker Steckel, the pitcher of record for Northridge. No balls and 1 strike. Runners take their leads. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Runner goes to second to throw all the way through the slide, and the ball gets away to center field. And that will allow the run to score as Gilly crosses home plate. It's 15-9. And that'll be a miscue on the Mustangs. Another error. Give the stolen base to Reed. One ball and 1 strike. Nobody saw this coming. A 9-8 lead, and Northridge has scored 7 unanswered. The pitch fouled back on a hanging breaking ball. Count remains at 0-2. Yeah, these line scores are going to look rather sloppy at the end. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss. Wheatley strikes out McGee, 3rd time he struck out in the game. And the freshman from Fort Morgan picks up his first out of the inning. Here's Mark Felix Llamas, who's 1 for 3. His most recent at bat, he was hit by a pitch, so that was just a plate appearance. The stretch by Wheatley, and the offering. And that's a strike with a breaking ball in the outside corner. It's 0-1. The Mustangs will be hitting towards the bottom of the order in the top of the 7th. And the offering. Swung on line foul up the third base side. A short post-game show so we can go home and get out of this rough weather. B&B Appliance, from refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between. They have exactly what you need and service it too. That is B&B Appliance. Northridge 15, Fort Morgan 9. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in. Bottom 6 to pitch. Swung on and lifted foul and off to the right. Count stays at 0-2. Velasquez lays down the sign. The offering. Swung on and lifted foul. Not a play again off to the right side. On that 0-2 pitch. Wheatley just attacking these hitters right now, but the first two did reach. On deck is Dylan Hubbard. If the Mustangs don't rally, it would be their third loss of the season after starting off 6-0. And they'll face this Northridge team on Thursday in much better conditions in Fort Morgan. Well, they did avenge a loss to Thompson Valley and beat them one day later. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted on the right side. Going back is Briggs Wheatley. And did he make the catch? No, the ball is dropped. And two defensive players are down for Fort Morgan. The ball's thrown back into the infield. That's going to be scored another error. That should have been caught. And I don't know what happened there, but that was a routine fly. And all of a sudden, there was miscommunication. A couple of defenders went down in Wheatley and Campa, and it's second and third. And Fort Morgan's defense continues to really scuffle in this game. Yeah, give the air to Briggs there on that pop-up. Fort Morgan unofficially in this game has committed 6 errors. Here's Dylan Hubbard, struck out, doubled, and walked twice. Wide and pitch. Fastball is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Oh, man, the fundamentals have even left the Mustangs, and that was routine. That really was routine. I mean, the ball was not hit that high. The offering. And that's off the glove of Velasquez. Here comes the runner to the plate. That's going to be a pass ball. Trail runner to third at 16-9. So Reed scores. And Northridge has scored the last 8 runs of the game. Wide and pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike to Dylan Hubbard. And the offering. Swung on, popped up into right field. That's got some carry to it. Keller to his left, in front of the fence, makes the catch. Tagging up and scoring as Felix Llamas at 17-9. And I thought the ball was caught out there. Yeah, I don't know what the hitter's doing, standing at second like it was not caught. 2 down. And here is Cooper Rose. Rose now batting from the right side of the pitch. Swung on and fouled at the plate. One thing I'm looking for is to make sure I have keys, which I do. I'm telling you, this is going to be a race to the automobile a little bit later on. Hopefully later on is soon now. No balls and 1 strike. Northridge has scored the last 9 runs of the game. And the pitch, and it bounces in. Cooper Rose is 0 for 3 with a sacrifice fly. Two down and the base is empty in the bottom of the sixth inning. Pitch by Wheatley, and that bounces to the plate. Two balls and one strike. Bodie Wheatley delivers. Swung on and fouled off Velasquez. He took that off the right arm. It is 2-2. Yeah, he took it off the right shoulder. Yeah, you could hear that. That's a thump that he took there. That was a loud thump. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fort Morgan led 5-1 and 8-4. And since that 8-4 lead, Northridge has outscored Fort Morgan 13-1. Wind and pitch. Swung on and grounded to third. Nevada's has it. Sets, throws low, and it skips by Wheatley up against the fence. That'll be the 7th error for Fort Morgan. As reaching is Cooper Rose. That's terrible. Oh, man, just awful. A routine play, and Nevada just threw it into the ground, and Wheatley could not scoop it. Here's Brendan Peterson. Yeah, the only recap we'll have of this game is just the line score. The Mustangs scored 5 in the second. Peterson had a big single his last time out the pitch. That tails away. 1 ball and no strikes. Bodie's not pitched badly here. He's not getting any support. The pitch popped up, and that is going to twist into foul territory. And Velasquez could not get to that baseball. It's 1-1. Yeah, this has been awful defense by Fort Morgan. Terrible defense today. And the conditions have not been good, but Northridge struggled early, but they played a lot better defensively. The Mustangs just have not been able to get the job done, and that was a throwing error on a routine play. And, Allen just got into the game. The pitch, and that tails for a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Can Bodie Wheatley send this game to the 7th inning? 1 ball and 2 strikes. The stretch. Looking in. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes out. Brendan Peterson. And that does it here at the bottom of the 6th inning for Northridge. 3 runs in the inning on 2 hits, 3 errors, and a man left. We will head to the 7th inning of play. Kobe Bevins had such a great inning in the 6th as he struck out the first 2 Mustangs on 6 pitches. We're going to take a shorter break here. It is Northridge in the lead over Fort Morgan after 6 innings in Greeley. Northridge 17, Fort Morgan 9 on B106 in the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 17-9 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Antonio Velasquez, the hitter, swing and a miss on a pitch above the letters. It's 0-1. Velasquez is 2 for 3, 2 singles, and he grounded out. The right-hander Kobe Bevins did a nice job in the 6th inning. The pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. No balls and 2 strikes. The Mustangs were up 5-1 and 8-4, but this has been Northridge's game since then. As Fort Morgan has committed unofficially 7 errors. It could be more depending upon the official book. And the pitch. Fastball is very high. Well, Hubbard had to jump to catch that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Velasquez. Wind and pitch. Swung on and tapped foul on the breaking ball. Charlie Langford will hit next. The post game to follow right after the final pitch of this game. Northridge, barring a huge rally, will move to 5-6. The pitch swung on, line foul off to the left. They were 3-3 in league play going, and they would go to 4-3 in the Longs Peak and 5-6 overall. Mustangs would drop to 4-2 in league play and 8-3 on the season. 1-2 here to Antonio Velasquez. Bevins to the plate. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. That is foul. Stays at 1-2. Here to Antonio Velasquez. Well, we were at 2 hours and 45 minutes last week. We're 2 hours and 33 minutes right now. And it feels a lot longer than that. And the pitch, swing and foul tipped into the glove of Hubbard. Antonio strikes out. He's 2 for 4 to end this game. 1 out. That'll set up Charlie Langford. A very good day at the plate. Singled, doubled, and singled, but he's had his issues on the field. At second base and in right field. And, yeah, he's going to be, I guess, reinserted back in because he was taken out. But he's back into the lineup here. And Bevins has retired all 4 he's faced. Well, now the wind decides to die down with 1 out in the 7th. Wind and pitch. Fouled off to the right again. It's 0-1. Yeah, nice time to calm down things here. But the damage is done. Our bodies are frozen. Everybody is pretty much frozen in some area of their body. No balls and 1 strike to Charlie Langford. The wind and pitch. Swing and a miss and a bender down and away. It's 0-2. Morgan Community College post-game show is coming up right after this one. Langford awaiting the no ball 2 strike pitch to the sophomore. Here it is. Swung on and driven foul. Again off to the right. Kobe Bevins has thrown 21 pitches, 19 of them strikes. That's fun baseball. You got to be hitting, and the Mustangs still can't hit him. He's that good. He's got major break on that curveball. Oh, and 2 to Charlie Langford. Trying to go 4 for 4 in this game. The offering fouled off to the right on a fastball up in the zone. Remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I think in the second inning I was starting to feel it. I don't know how we've lasted this long. Maybe the sun has saved us a bit, but now the wind is coming back. I don't know. What's the defrost on a human being? I think hours. I mean, I'm going to go to bed still defrosting. So it's going to be hours for a full defrost. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball away, and Bevins has been a machine on the mound. Charlie Langford is out for the first time in the game. He strikes out. And look at the job that Kobe Bevins has done since coming into this game. This guy's been by far the best pitcher. He has struck out 4 of the 5 Mustangs he's faced. This will be Jose Moscada, who will now hit for Fort Morgan with 2 outs in the 7th, and the Mustangs trailing Northridge 17-9 after leading on 2 occasions by as many as 3 runs. Again, the Mustangs will drop to 8-3 and 4-2 in Longs Peak League play. 4-3 for Northridge in league play, 5-6 on the year. Fastball is low. I think we can safely say now that this game is lost. I know it's not over until it's over, but you're trailing by 8 runs with 2 outs and the base is empty. And the 1-0. Curveball, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jose Moscada. If the game is extended, I think that's Luke Wolf on deck. Not sure. No, the pitch. Swing and a miss. No, I see a number 3. That's who I thought I had on the roster. Did they switch that number there? There you go. Jason Diaz would be the the hitter. Fastball away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I think Jason's a little bit bigger than Luke, if I remember correctly. 2-2. 2 outs and the bases empty in the top of the 7th. And the pitch to Moscada. Swung on line. Base hit into right field for Jose Moscada. And the game continues. Boy, that bench is all fired up. The Mustangs do have 13 hits in the game. All right, so here is Jason Diaz. Yeah, that was not his number on Max Preps, but okay. Okay, that makes sense. And yeah, there we go. Let's signal it in. Well, Bevins had retired all 5 Mustangs he faced. And no really of a need to worry about the runner. Throw back to first. Well, what's going on here? I mean, we're throwing back to first with an 8-run lead. Get the hitter if you want to win this game. I don't understand that at all. The stretch by Bevins. He's been very good to hitters. And the pitch is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes on a breaking ball. I mean, you want Fort Morgan to keep going and do the best they can here, not give up in this game. Trailing by 8 runs with 2 down in the 7th. The stretch. And the pitch. Swung on line, and that is going to drop for a base hit into center field. And Moscada to second as Diaz comes through. Again, it's not over yet, but they need a lot more work. And here is Briggs Wheatley, who has struck out, doubled, lined out, and doubled again. And in order for Fort Morgan to even think about threatening in this game, they need about 4 or 5 more to reach in a row. 2 out singles by Moscada and Diaz have extended the game. Kobe Bevins, the right-hander, struck out the first 2 in the inning. He's got 4 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. The pitch. Breaking ball down the middle for a strike to Briggs Wheatley, officially a 2 for 4. I don't know if the temperatures actually dropped that much, to be honest with you. It was 51 at first pitch. And it is now 42. It's dropped. And the offering. Swung on, driven into the right center field gap, and that ball is going to take a bounce and bounce up against the fence on 2 hops. 1 run is going to score. Diaz is around third. He's headed to the plate. Wheatley to third with a 2-out, 2-run triple. His 3rd hit of the game. Northridge 17, Fort Morgan 11. And again, this is a good sign for the Mustangs. Just trying to end on a positive note. Here's Braden Fajardo. Fajardo has grounded out, singled twice, and grounded out again. Bevins has given up 3 hits in a row. That ends a string of 9 consecutive runs scored by Northridge, a foul to the screen on the breaking ball. Fort Morgan has scored in every inning, but the 1st and the 6th. Northridge has scored in every inning, but the 3rd. No balls and 1 strike. So both teams in double digits like we had last Tuesday between Fort Morgan and Riverdale Ridge. The offering. Swung on, grounded off the pitcher's glove towards the second baseman, charging, and no play. Wheatley scores. Fajardo with an infield hit, his third hit of the game, and it's now 17-12. Here's Frank Ortega, a visit to the hill. So now that is 4 consecutive Mustangs that have reached and 3 have scored. But again, you need a lot more to get serious about this game, as Fort Morgan down by 8 going into the inning, trailing by 5. Keep in mind there are 2 outs, and the first 2 were retired in this inning. And this lineup is certainly good enough. But man, you're giving yourself a very thin margin since there's 2 down. Ortega's the 7th hitter of the inning. He is not the pitcher of record. That is Jesse Campa. And let's see, a maneuvering of the lineup here, apparently. I'm not sure. And this game has lasted as long as last Tuesday's game, but Fort Morgan won that one in Thornton 13-10 over Riverdale Ridge.
Access to suit most applications. Concise, easy to understand information concerning installation care and maintenance. For high quality sod for your residence or business, call Horizon Turf Nursery today.
All right, the Mustangs, we had a ground out from Frank Ortega to end the game as Fort Morgan goes down to defeat by a score of 17-12. 17-12 with a recap. Post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College, here to make your dreams become a reality. 17 runs, 16 hits, 3 errors, 8 left on base for Northridge, 12 runs, 16 hits, 7 errors, and 6 left on base for Fort Morgan. The winning pitcher, Parker Steckel. The loss went to Jesse Campa. Time of the game, 2 hours and 43 minutes. Mustangs are back in action coming up on Thursday at home against Northridge, and that game will start at 4 o'clock on Morgan County's B106. The Mustangs fall to 8-3 overall, 4-2 in Longs Peak League play. Northridge is now sitting at 5-6 and 4-3 in Longs Peak League action. So I'll be back with you from Legion Field on Thursday at 4 o'clock. The final score once again: Northridge 17, Fort Morgan 12 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.